One of the most Republican parts of Connecticut is represented by a Democrat. We're talking about the sprawling 2nd Congressional District, where Congressman Joe Courtney has been in power now for 15 years. The GOP thinks this is their year to take it back. And with us now is the Republican candidate for CT2, State Representative Mike France. And Representative France, good to see you here in the program.
Well, thanks for having me here, Dennis. Appreciate it.
So why do you think this is the year that Republicans can win?
Well, as I go around the district, and we've been in this campaign for over a year, started last spring, since day one, I've listened to the independent and the unaffiliated voters, and their story is pretty consistent, that we find ourselves living in two very different Americas. It's the America that you and I and your viewers live in, where we have to put gas in our cars and pay astronomical prices for food and other household necessities. And then there's the reality of the America that Congressman Joe Courtney and friends Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi find themselves in, where everything's A-OK one day, and then the next day they trot out a boogeyman to explain their failed policies. One of the most recent examples was that inflation was caused by the invasion of Ukraine by Putin. When the reality is the voters of Eastern Connecticut have known that the inflation has been on the rise for over a year.
In your judgment, what are the biggest mistakes Congressman Courtney has made?
I think the biggest mistake he's made is going along with the party. That most recently he's become a loyal party line vote. He has not been representing the values of Eastern Connecticut and what the voters of Eastern Connecticut want and need.
Why does he keep winning then?
I think that when you look at the candidates that have run, they've been good people, but I'm the first candidate that since Congressman Rob Simmons that had a background and a voting record that people could look at and have confidence in, and have a record that they could understand what I stand for and have experience in running elections and winning elections in Eastern Connecticut. When
you drive through some of the towns in Eastern Connecticut, I was in Pomfret recently, and there's a big Trump sign in someone's lawn, and there's another one in down near Voluntown. You see them, and President Trump, former President Trump, did fairly well in 2020 in the eastern part of your district. What do you chalk that up to? Why do people vote for him but not the Republican candidate for Congress historically?
I think it's choice. On any ballot line, you have a choice between two candidates. And so the people of Connecticut look at the two candidates and they're worthwhile. When you look at the congressional line, the other areas of Eastern Connecticut on the voting, whether that be at the top of the ticket as you described with President Trump, or you look at the local races or the state legislative races, Eastern Connecticut has trended the last 3 or 4 election cycles very favorably to the Republican side, just not in the congressional line.
State Representative Mike France running for Congress in the 2nd Congressional District. Best of luck. We'll see you here in the program again.
Thanks, Dennis.
We're back with this week's flashback, plus a history lesson that cannot be found in any textbook. High school students spending some time outside the classroom to honor Connecticut heroes. It's our positive vibes this week, right after the break.